The first scene introduces us to Rino Sakuragi, a shy high school girl who had secretly harbored feelings toward her longtime friend Ren Kiritani since middle school. Ren is a talented and hardworking young man who manages to balance his love for kendo with brilliance in academics, sufficient reasons to make Rino fall head over heels for him. They are close friends, but Rino has never had enough courage to express her true feelings. It annoys her and gets on her nerves when Ren's fans approach him. At times she feels short of confidence as to whether she is worthy enough of being his partner, and thus she avoids him as much as possible, lest her emotions surface. This sets the pace for their complicated relationship, Rino's secret love and Ren's obliviousness. The succeeding scene introduces us to their close friends, Hinase and Chihiro, a couple deeply in love with each other. Chihiro acknowledges Rino's feelings towards Ren and decides to support her friend by setting up meetings and pushing her to confess her emotions. The couple thus plans a get-together for the four of them, but soon claims that they have other commitments, which will leave Ren and Rino to their own devices. This premeditated separation sets the stage for an intimate moment, yet neither knows how to break the iceberg of silence between them. In the following sequence, we see Ren and Rino walking home together. Both shy and unsure, they walk in silence, but Ren continually looks back, apologizing for walking too fast. However, Rino, secretly, is pleased to be spending time with the boy she cherishes, despite being nervous. When they finally board the metro, Ren instinctively positions himself in front of her, protecting her from the rest of the crowd and bringing them even closer. The closeness makes Rino's heartbeat skip a beat. However, she notices he refuses to meet her gaze, which raises questions about her actions. As the events unfold, Rino's diary slips out of her bag down to the ground, without her knowledge. The next morning in class, Ren sends a note on a piece of paper to Rino, asking her to meet him on the rooftop. Ecstatic, she anticipates that he will confess his love to her. But little does she know, her dreams are about to get crushed hard. Ren reveals that he found Rino's journal before he stepped off the train and accidentally read within its pages her own love for him. He apologizes regretfully for intruding into her private world. Confused and disappointed, Rino retrieves her diary and runs away. In the next shot, we catch sight of Rino sitting on the edge of the swimming pool, deep in thought. Just as she succumbs to her turmoil, she hears footsteps coming closer. There he is, Ren. Rino stammers, trying to express her feelings, but to her surprise, Ren cuts her off, revealing his feelings for her for a long period, but he never gathered the courage to confess them. Shocked, Rino believes that Ren is lying, but Ren's seriousness of tone changes her mind, and soon she lets out a breath of relief. Ren asks her to be his girlfriend, a long-awaited moment. Overwhelmed by his words, Rino nods in agreement. Their feelings for each other come into the light, drawing them closer than ever. Thereafter, Rino and Ren became lovers officially, sharing more time with each other, both in and outside school, studying together, having lunch together, and walking home hand in hand. With time, their love grew, but not without challenges. Their relationship becomes the gossip of the school, which arouses envy among the girls. They degrade Rino, believing that she isn't fit for a man like Ren, and whispers reach her ears. Still, her confidence is unyielding, recognizing her own worth and ignoring their words of hate. The subsequent scene opens with Rino introducing Ren to the man who raised her, her grandfather, who owns a small restaurant. Nervous as to how her grandfather will react, Ren bows respectfully and introduces himself as Rino's boyfriend. Much to his astonishment, he is warm and inviting, even giggling at Ren's anxiety and serving them a meal to celebrate their meeting. We see them having an exceptional time and engaging in lively discussions. However, events flip sour when Rino collapses inside the kitchen, sending Ren and her grandfather into a panic. She struggles to stand. As a result, they promptly get her admitted to the hospital. After checking on her well-being, the doctor reassures them that her scans show no concerns, though further tests are recommended to make sure her health is stable. But Ren's perceptive eyes couldn't miss her hands trembling or her poor balance as she walked. His heart sinks in alarm, believing that something is amiss. Playfully, seeking to reassure him, she runs in circles around him, thus showing him that she is fit as a fiddle. However, it only deepens his unease. Overwhelmed, Ren clasps her in a tight hold, his trembling voice confessing how much he cherishes her. A heart-to-heart talk culminated in a love confession and a beautiful, passionate first kiss. Ren is determined to protect her against all odds. The purity and tenderness of their love are, however, very soon to face the heat of various challenges. Before departing, suddenly Reno collapses, her legs giving way once again. The severity of her condition can no longer be ignored. She realizes the dire need for medical attention. The frequency of the episodes has become alarming. Therefore, she decides to undergo additional tests and uncovers the enigma. The doctor suggests the possibility of ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, a devastating disease where nerve cells break down and lead to muscle dysfunction. The cause is unknown, and so is the cure, thus leaving our protagonist progressively losing control over her body. Reno is equally disbelieving, cursing her bad luck. Her life fell upside down when her relationship with Ren blossomed. Her grandfather was devastated, unable to fathom the suffering of his little child. Heavy with a load of emotional baggage, she boards the metro. Her mind wanders, racing with a multitude of thoughts. She pulls out a bucket list where she lists the things she desires to accomplish before her condition worsens. Her list is rife with poignantly simple wishes: to spend extra time with Ren and her grandfather, and to revel in her friend's birthday. But while she attempts to leave the train, her legs betray her once more, and she struggles to rise from her seat. Her grandfather becomes frantic about her tardiness and calls Ren, begging him to find her. Without wasting a second, Ren and his friends take immediate action, searching vigorously for Reno. Now he is more determined to care for her after what he has been told by her grandfather about the chances of her having ALS. Ren eventually finds her after searching all over frantically at the station, crying her eyes out. Unable to contain herself, she shares the suspicion of her disease. Overwhelmed, she believes that they should leave each other. Neither does he have to bear her illness, nor repent of loving her. Her emotions get the better of her as she speaks. Ren gently comforts her. He takes her into his arms, assuring her that nothing will ever make a difference. His love for her is unyielding. Whatever the future holds, he pledges that he will remain by her side and will never regret a single shared moment. Ren gives her a flicker of hope as his words elevate her spirits. In the ensuing scene, Ren discovers her bucket list, which includes a running race, a dream she is now afraid is impossible. To make her dreams come true, Ren offers a proposition. They should sign up for a partner race where their legs will be tied together as they run as one. His determination to help her fulfill her wishes, no matter how impossible, instills in her a fresh wave of resolve. Subsequently, while racing, she suddenly loses control and falls to the ground. Ren immediately rushes to her side, encouraging her and offering his assistance, urging her to stay steadfast. With the cheering of Ren and their friends, Reno manages to get back on her feet, and they all finish crossing the line together. Reno is pleased and appreciative of her friends for helping her achieve her dream, though she initially thought it was impossible due to her condition. However, this glimmer of hope is dashed when the doctor reveals the final test results. She does indeed have ALS, and it's progressing. The moment the news is conveyed to Reno and her grandfather, her joy flies out the window. The doctor explains that she will gradually deteriorate until she is utterly unable to move. Reno's heart aches and cries non-stop, a harsh reality to bear. Unbeknownst to Ren about her diagnosis, he visits her house to check up on her. Upon his arrival, he finds her in tears. When her eyes fall on Ren, she rushes out of the house into his arms. Sobbing, she informs him about the test results and how hopeless she feels. Everything is over, she admits, with a sorrowful tone. This heartbreaking news wrecks Ren. Seeing the girl he loves in agony, and knowing her suffering is only going to get worse while he can't do anything to ease her pain. However, currently, their love faces serious challenges and obstacles. Ren, ever considerate, conceals his sadness and tears in front of her. He often hugs her tenderly, assuring her in a whisper that whatever circumstances she may face, he is going to stick by her side. He pushes her to seize every opportunity while she still can move her hands and legs and do whatever she desires in life before it gets too late. He continues motivating her and urging her to hold on to every moment before it slips away. Following these overwhelming events, when Ren is left to his own devices, the emotional pain inside of him, which he had been keeping inside, comes out. He sprints and screams loudly, feeling consumed by the pressing reality he is in. These destructive moments break down the shell of his anger and sadness, preparing him for the role of helping Reno on her tragic journey. Ren makes plans to cheer up his girlfriend and gets all of their friends to participate in lifting her spirits. They organize a fun bowling outing, which cheers up Reno and temporarily makes her forget about her illness. Ren learns that one of Reno's biggest wishes is to celebrate Chihiro's birthday. Therefore, he plans a surprise birthday party for Chihiro. With delightful decorations and loud giggles, the four of them have a wonderful time singing, dancing, and capturing pictures. An evening that Reno will always treasure. Yet Ren's main fear is the relentless passage of time. He is afraid that he won't have sufficient time to grant everything Reno desires before it is too late. With tears streaming down her face, Reno confides in Ren that she is fearful of the day she will no longer be able to embrace him or even hold his hand, since her fingers are slowly tightening up. He comforts her and assures her that she will always hold his hand. If not, he will hold hers and will never let go of it. What is heart-wrenching is that in school, Reno falls down in the restroom and struggles to stand and walk. She remains on the floor, crying loudly, helpless. Her friend Chihiro reaches out to her. However, consumed by her emotions, Reno asks her to leave her alone, but Chihiro, ever the faithful friend, comforts her and accompanies her home. Reno decides to keep the incident to herself and starts ignoring Ren, feeling shame regarding her condition. She refuses to see him every time he seeks her. In the ensuing scene, when Ren visits her house, Reno's grandfather recounts what transpired at school, asking Ren kindly to leave for the time being and let her navigate her turmoil alone, a much-needed time to gather herself on her own. Ren leaves reluctantly but is determined to see her again. Days later, Chihiro, in an attempt to soothe her friend's torment, takes her on a bus ride to meet another person living with ALS, hoping to show her that life can still be fulfilling. Unbeknownst to Reno, Chihiro informs Ren about her plan and decides to meet. As the events unfold, the encounter was, after all, Ren's plan to see Reno again. He does not bring up the school incident, but instead approaches her with tenderness. She feels cared for and secure with him. He accompanies her home as she clings to her crutch. Reno, however, keeps setting space between them, believing that Ren didn't sign up to bear her endless sufferings, while Ren's feelings and decisions are certain and valid. He acknowledges the increasing challenges with the progression of her disease, but he is determined to go through it all. Reno's ever-wise grandfather advises her to enjoy life to the fullest and let people help her on her journey. He urges her to hold on to her beloved Ren, for his love is strong. It is what Reno needs to hear to restore her determination to fight for their relationship. The couple decides to depart for a short trip together, likely to be the last she can make. With Reno's grandfather's blessings, they visit different places. They enjoy each other's company, making memorable moments. They visit the oceanarium, observing the beauty of the sea animals. They dine together, engaging in endless talks with great pleasure. Reno laughs often, and Ren ensures that every moment of the tour is filled with delight. As they share private moments, Reno wonders about the best part of their trip. Ren answers with a tender tone that all of their shared moments are special. Touched by his words, Reno bursts into tears. She reminisces about a scene where she observed the stars with her late parents, a dear memory to her heart. In the following sequence, Ren, determined to grant her wish, carries her on his back through the snow, trying to find a perfect spot to watch the stars together. Her memory betrays her, unable to remember the exact place, but Ren reassures her that they will find it. As he carries her, she holds him tightly, claiming him as hers. The hours slip by, and both are lost in their passionate realm until they finally reach a perfect spot where Reno enjoys stargazing, a romantic and touching scene unfolding in front of our eyes. Acknowledging that it might be the last time they will chuckle and be outdoors together, they instead choose to remain optimistic. Appreciative of his affection, Reno expresses her gratitude toward him. Helping her to her feet, Ren embraces her securely and expresses how grateful he is for her existence in his life and for being his girlfriend. They draw closer and share a passionate kiss, yet sad, sealing the scene on a sorrowful note. Their journey is lamentably over, and they both board the bus back home, hand in hand, determined to navigate the hard journey ahead of them, side by side. The next morning, Reno attends the school in a wheelchair, shocking her classmates and raising questions since they had no idea about her condition. With the assistance of Ren, she seizes the opportunity to explain everything to her classmates, unveiling her ALS disease and expressing her deep desire to graduate this year. Her revelation breaks the silence as her classmates, most of whom used to envy her, encourage her and promise support. They encircle Reno, embracing her warmly. Reno appears relieved and grateful for their presence. Months go by with a mix of sweet and bitter, and graduation from high school finally arrives. But much to her bad luck, Reno is hospitalized and cannot attend the ceremony. Ren, ever the supportive boyfriend, gets admitted to medical school, motivated by his desire to find a cure for her disease. Subsequently, when Reno visits her, her grandfather delivers the delighted news: Ren will be discharged soon. Emotional, Reno's grandfather feels indebted to Ren, since he did not leave Reno's bedside for those agonizing months. Reno's condition has worsened further. She is unable to walk and has limited neck movement, though the use of one hand is still possible. In the ensuing act, we catch sight of them enjoying the cherry blossoms, a reminder that life finds a way to blossom eventually. Ren accompanies Reno to school in order to pick up her high school diploma, the one she had missed due to her critical condition. However, much to her surprise, he has set up a special graduation ceremony for her, inviting all her classmates to celebrate the occasion. They erupt into applause and cheer for her, congratulating her achievement. Reno, overwhelmed by their warm gesture, cries silently, not out of sadness, but gratitude of love and resilience. Ren urges her to enjoy the moment, promising his endless presence. This heartwarming scene seals the tale, where Reno's wish comes true. Ren contemplates her proudly. The future will be cruel, but he is committed to supporting her and making her smile.